Every year at the port of Dover, millions of passengers make the crossing to the UK from France. Border agency officers work tirelessly to check vehicles entering the country for illegal items. Today, a British passenger has just arrived home after driving back from a holiday in the south of Spain.
Are you travelling with anyone else at all?
I went over there with my dad, but he just didn't drive back really.
Okay. What's your dad doing now?
He's still there, getting drunk.
Okay. Do you have any cigarettes, any tobacco goods at all? 200 cigarettes.
Sniffer dog Cheska is brought in to assess the man's car for any cash or traces of drugs. Large sums of cash brought into the country is checked to see whether it has links to criminal activity.
Sorry, Amy, she's got €1,000 in the vehicle. Do you want
Right.
it out, or?
Yes, please.
Okay, you can just do that, please.
Yeah, just wait 1 second
Sorry,
till I
mate.
finish the car. Thank you.
Would that be everything else?
Okay, Mick, do you want to get that money out?
The man fetches an envelope of cash from the front of the car. Suspiciously, he also brings out some sugar in a plastic bag.
So it's €1,000. So
Oh, so it's more than 1,000 euros. My father's asked me to bring it home.
So how much is there then?
€3,000.
3,000. Okay, and whose money is that?
That's my father's. He thought he was going to need more than he did.
With the man's story starting to change, Cheska is brought in to do a thorough check inside the car.
Come here. Come here. Good girl.
And it doesn't take long for her to make an indication on something hidden deep within the boot. As the evidence starts to rack up, officers move in to examine what Cheska has found. Concealed in the side of the boot is an envelope containing a further £1,400 in cash.
It could be various reasons. It could be if he's got something else in the car. It might be money for bringing drugs in. He's put it in the car to try and hide it so it doesn't get picked up. Obviously, now we're going to have a little bit look further to see if we can find anything else in the car.
As officers continue with a thorough search, there are growing concerns about the man's erratic behaviour.
He's laughing. You can hear this tapping in the background. That's him throwing this bag of sugar. People try and look and try and act normally, but in fact it just doesn't look normal, does it? So his story, the way he's acting, the dog indication, the concealment in the car, it all points in a very, very strong direction of there's something concealed in the car.
It's early afternoon at Bristol Airport. A flight has just arrived from Malaga in Spain, and officers are x-raying bags to check for any illegal goods. One bag appears to be full of cigarettes, so a description is radioed through to the officers inside the terminal.
It's a black bulldog, and it's got Chelsea vine over it.
Okay, I'll pick it up, thank you.
The bag is placed back on the luggage carousel, and Officer Erica waits for the owner to pass through the customs channels.
Hi guys, are you travelling together? Yeah, can you just step this way a second? Where have you just arrived from?
Spain,
Malaga. And how long have you been away for?
4 days.
4 days? Was it holiday?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. And I take it this is all your luggage?
Yeah.
You packed it all yourselves? Yeah? Fully aware of all the contents?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Did you purchase anything over there that you brought back with you? Any gifts for anyone? Cigarettes, tobacco, alcohol?
Balls, kids and t-shirts.
Right, okay, so no cigarettes and tobacco? Okay, and who are they for? Both of you? You both smoke, do you? Okay, and how much have you... You don't at the moment?
No, she's not. She's pregnant.
Oh, right, okay.
Ain't going back to Spain.
Right, okay, so how much have you got?
How about I got?
How many cigarettes, tobacco? How much have you got?
Quantities of cigarettes purchased in Spain are only allowed back into the UK if they're for personal use. The couple will need to convince Erica that all their tobacco products are for themselves. As the bags are checked, the packages just keep coming, raising the suspicion that the goods may not be for personal use.
How much did all of this cost you? So, you are the only one that smokes at the moment, yeah?
Basically, I smoke rollies.
Yeah.
She smokes the things. She's he's offered us something, I thought I'm not going back abroad, so basically I wanted to buy him.
Oh, right, okay. How long do you expect this to last you?
6 months, 8 months tops.
Yeah? Do you normally bring stuff back when you go abroad, or?
If we go away to Spain, we do, yeah.
Yeah.
Cheap.
Have you got any rolling papers on you at all?
On me?
Yeah. No papers? No? Okay, you've got an open packet there, though, have you? Okay, if I asked you to roll a cigarette, would you be able to do that for me? Yeah? Okay, I'll just get some papers then.
If the passenger is unable to roll a convincing cigarette, it will support Erica's hunch that the goods aren't for personal use and they'll all be seized. Back in Dover, officers are still investigating a young man who's been found with £1,400 in cash hidden in the boot of a car. Swab tests are conducted on the steering wheel and on a bag of sugar the man has been clutching. Officers want to find out whether he's come into contact with any drugs.
So this will read different types of drugs, basically everything that is prohibited coming in. Nothing on the steering wheel, so this one's come off the bag of sugar. And there's no trace on either of it. So maybe it is just sugar. It's a bit worrying if he's lobbing half a kilo of coke around just in the car. He wouldn't.
Despite no trace of drugs, officers are still concerned the man isn't telling the whole truth. The search of the car is taken to the next level.
Also, we're just putting up on the ramp now to look underneath, because when it's down on the floor you can sort of look underneath, but you can't get a full picture, just to see if anything's been placed in the natural space underneath the car. Obviously you get like these sump guards. Obviously sometimes the more expensive cars have covers underneath, to make sure that's not being utilised to smuggle drugs.
Further suspicious information comes to light that the car actually belongs to the man's godfather.
Can I pin you down more to what your godfather? Because this is his car that you're in.
Yeah.
Because something this van has been found, which we'll talk about in a minute. What can you tell me about it? Is he your father's friend? Is he
He's just very from my father's best friend.
Is he retired?
I've no idea. I barely even talk to the man.
Why is that? We'll drive this
Just Dad's car. I don't know. I was barely best friend, isn't it? I've just got nothing really in common with him, you know.
The man claims to know nothing about the cash found in the boot of his godfather's car. Despite a number of suspicious signs, with no concrete evidence, officers are forced to release the man with all of his cash.
The outcome's very frustrating because there's something not right there. The officers had a good look at the vehicle, and what more can they do, really? And that's the frustration.
Back at Bristol, a couple importing thousands of cigarettes are trying to convince officers they're for personal use and not illegal resale. The male passenger has been asked to roll a cigarette to establish whether he himself is a smoker.
Do you normally roll them yourself?
Yeah, but I'm not being shaking.
No. No, basically there's a guideline amount. We've got to satisfy ourselves that it's not for any other purpose than your own personal use.
After 2 attempts, the man has produced a pretty unconvincing rollie.
All right, I'll be back in a second then. That's his second attempt at a cigarette.
Okay. If that's what you
Yeah.
think, they're rolling. It'll last them about 2 years.
Erica remains unhappy with the couple's story.
Right, based on the amount that you brought in, you're not over the guidelines, but I'm not entirely satisfied. Obviously, you're bringing in cigarettes, even though you're not going to be smoking them for a certain amount of months. Okay, what I want to do is just interview you both, okay, and ask you some more questions. You're not under arrest or anything like that, so you are free to leave, but obviously if you do go, the goods stay here. Oh, right. Okay. So would that be
Go
preferable?
away and come back, that'd be better.
Yeah?
Leave everything, or can you say come back with us or not?
No, you have to leave everything here. What we do is we detain it. I'll write out a detention notice for you. I'll just do the paperwork, okay? And then you can just sign it and we'll go from there.
Excellent.
Okay, yeah?
The passengers decide that their time is more precious than their €1,800 cargo and choose to leave the airport empty-handed.
It's hard to tell, that's why we carry out the interviews, go into a bit more detail. He didn't really do a successful attempt at rolling a cigarette, to be honest.
As the couple leave the airport, they're given 30 days in which to arrange the follow-up meeting. For now, their goods remain seized. At Gatwick Airport, holidaymakers have just returned to the UK from Ibiza. Young travellers visiting the party island are often stopped and checked for the presence of drugs on their return. The baggage of one such passenger has tested positive for the presence of cocaine and amphetamines.
Okay, so it's very high, it just went off the scale. Yeah. When I sort of asked him if there's likely to be anything there, he got very tetchy.
Yeah, he's been quite tetchy since.
Okay.
Due to the unusually high reading, Officer Andy decides to take the passenger for a strip search.
Right, sir, I'd like to have a word with you in a private office, please.
Okay.
If you'd like to come with me with your bags.
All right.
Thank you.
Can I just ask, do you know how long this is going to be?
Difficult to say at this time, okay? I'll explain everything when we get in there, yeah.
Andy's colleague Kathy has gained some important information about the passenger's health.
He's narcoleptic and he hasn't had any medication. He hasn't eaten or drunk for 2 days. So he's come back because he started having mini seizures.
Right.
So just be careful.
Yeah, okay. Can you let the senior officer know?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Right, my colleague's just said to me that you suffer from epilepsy. Is that right? Yeah. And are you actually okay at the moment, or?
Well, I've come back to get home and sort things out. I've been up for 2 days. I haven't got any medication right now.
Do you need medication urgently, or?
Not right now.
Okay, but for a few minutes, you're okay?
Yeah, no.
No.
Despite his health issues, the passenger is happy to proceed with the search.
You've got the right to object, okay?
No, that's all right. I'll get over and done with.
Thanks.
As well as a strip search, the man's shoes are taken away to be swab tested. A drug hit from this test may suggest he's carrying packages inside his body. And with another extremely high trace, the man has more explaining to do.
Train's all right?
Looking up traces of cocaine. So you've been taking or using any controlled substance?
Why would your trainers be?
Check, open them up.
No, it's not a case of that. It's like you might have stuff inside you.
Inside of me?
Yeah.
Do an X-ray on me.
An X-ray will be the quickest way to know if the man is telling the truth.
Okay. Right, because of that, okay, I've got to arrest you.
You can arrest me?
Okay, I'm arresting you on suspicion of the illegal importation of a controlled drug.
Okay.
I must caution you, you don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay.
The man's fate now hangs on the results of the X-ray. Birmingham Airport flies to over 100 destinations across the world. In departures, Officer Dean and his sniffer dog Max are on the search for passengers with large sums of cash. Officers are permitted to question passengers carrying over €1,000 to ensure the cash has no criminal connections. Anything over €10,000 must be declared.
You got cash in your pocket there? You got cash on you?
Max has indicated on a group of passengers travelling to Pakistan, so they're taken aside for questioning.
Where are you guys travelling to today? Sorry? Where are you travelling to, all of you?
Islamabad.
Okay, how long are you going to Islamabad for?
For 1.5 months.
1.5 months, okay. As customs, we monitor the movement of cash through this airport. The dogs indicate that you're potentially carrying cash. How much cash are you guys carrying?
I have 2,000.
2,000?
Yeah.
You got?
2.5.
2.5, madam?
22.
And you, sir?
1,300.
1,300? Okay, what do you do for a living? What's your occupations? What do you...
Yeah, McDonald's.
McDonald's. And you, sir?
Me, I live in Holland. I work in Holland.
You work in Holland?
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you been in the UK from Holland? Just come around here, guys. Just come around here.
2-3 days before.
Okay, what's your occupation?
I work in the laundry.
Laundry?
Yeah.
Okay, can you just show me the money, guys? Everyone, please. Thank you.
The passengers are frustrated by the questioning and reluctantly hand over the cash in bundles of €50 notes.
All the money you're carrying is your own money, yeah?
Holiday money. Because it's also Salab there, tsunami. I have to help people out.
Okay, that's fair enough.
It's my own country.
Okay, two of them are from this country. You expect them to be carrying sterling, or possibly Pakistani rupees, but they're all carrying euros. So my suspicion is, and they're all carrying 50s, and could it possibly be that the money belongs to one person and he's asking his friends to carry a bit of money each so it looks less conspicuous? So has any of you three been in trouble with the police or customs in this country?
Yeah, me. Somebody took somebody on my passport.
So somebody impersonated you on your passport?
Yeah.
But you committed an offence, have you been arrested?
No.
There's somebody else but you.
Somebody else,
okay.
Okay, guys, just take a seat for 1 second. I'm just going to do some check. No, man, you're fine. You take a seat as well. One of them does have history, unfortunately. He says somebody impersonated him using his passport, so he has a criminal offence. So we need to see if there's any other records linked to him or anything else.
As the officers run the necessary checks, the passengers will have to wait patiently to find out if their money will be seized. In Gatwick, background checks have been done on a passenger whose bags and shoes have given very high readings for cocaine. The man's history with drugs makes his story highly suspicious. The X-ray will confirm if he has packages inside him.
So if you want to bring your baggage just here. So what I'd like you to do is breathe in, hold your breath, and it will carry you along to the end. And we'll stop, okay? And be as still as you can. Breathe in. Very still. It's great, yeah, come out, thank you. So, yeah, you haven't got anything. I appreciate your cooperation.
That's all right.
Thank you. So you're no longer under arrest. I don't know about nervous, but you seem quite edgy and trying to hurry me up. You know that. I mean, some passengers are like that anyway, but that's how he seemed. So all in all, I thought there was some reasonable grounds, you know, to search him. But anyway, I appreciate your cooperation.
With nothing found on the passenger, he's free to go.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate that. Bye then. Bye.
Back in Birmingham, officers are running checks on 4 passengers who've been stopped carrying large sums of cash on their way to Pakistan. The information officers receive proves at least one of the men has been lying.
Assisting illegal entry into the UK. They said that somebody else had used his passport, so he's been locked up for 9 months for that. Anything else?
With a long list of convictions, there's even more suspicion about where the money has come from.
Should we get back over and see what they say?
Aye, speak to him. I'll hang behind you. Well, you said you'd never been arrested as well. You've got more offences, burglary and theft, breach of community order, driving offences, no 6, 08, no 9.
That's it.
But that doesn't have
offence of wearing a public place, possession of cannabis. Yeah. Why would you tell me you hadn't been arrested?
I've already told him. Ask your colleague.
Asked you 3 times. Yeah.
He said to him. Then I told you. Yes.
You said to me somebody was impersonating you. That was the only thing you mentioned to me.
He said, have you ever been convicted with police? Did I say yes or no?
Yeah, you said yes.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah. Like, I just asked you, has anybody ever been arrested? They all said,
you are together. Yeah, but you are together. He said to him, one is asking.
One of you are taking one statement, other one is taking other statement. Why don't you both work together? Simple as that.
Listen.
I am listening and you're talking different questions.
Calm down, madam.
All the time. I am calmed down.
Look, guys, don't go.
If I was going through an airport, my money was legitimate, I would say, this is where I got it from, this is how much it is, it's from this bank, if you want to check, like most people do with us. But when we come up against, you know, a kind of brick wall with people not wanting to discuss things with us, we think maybe something's going on.
You know why we have money? Because I'm going to marry him. That's why
That's why we pay so much money.
Okay.
You can also look in the back, there are suits.
It would have helped if you'd mentioned that sooner.
Yeah, but you don't. Why you think that people are carrying money?
You did not ask that why you're carrying the money. You just ask from where did you get it, why you got it, and all that.
The story just keeps changing. They mention that they're going there for the tsunami. And one of the passengers now mentions that he's going to Pakistan for a wedding, his own wedding. So we have a few discrepancies into the intended use of the cash.
What we'll do just now is we'll make a phone call to their boss and see what he wants to do.
With the departure time looming, a decision needs to be made soon if they're to make their flight.
But know that there's no direct link to a crime in it. It's dodgy, but it's not enough to, I think, to make the decision. Okay, boss. Cheers. Bye.
It was a very tricky one, and we don't. Unfortunately, time is against us on this one. The guys who done all the checks were satisfied. Thank you for your patience. That's it. Okay.
Sorry I've delayed you. No problem.
We're just doing our job, guys. That's all it is.
On this occasion, the 4 travellers are allowed to leave with all of their cash.
There just wasn't enough evidence to substantiate that cash or any criminal link to it. We weren't entirely satisfied that the cash belonged to each individual. We still believe the cash belonged to one person, but because of the time constraints and the fact that they're based in another European country, we just couldn't do any further checks. So we let them proceed with their journey.
The couple at Bristol Airport, who had 30 days to arrange a follow-up meeting about their cigarettes and tobacco, never got in touch. All of their goods were later destroyed.